Alright, I feel like everything is conspiring against me trying to get a proper video out. So I'm restarting this vlog for like the 80th time. Have not been feeling the best this week, mainly like physically. I still wanted to get something out, and it seems that my recording programs just do not like working well for me. So, end complaining, get to the regular blog. So, good morning everybody. I have this thing about setting goals for myself. I try to define a path, the path that I'm trying to take, and then I have to figure out the steps that I'm going to do to get there, and then I have to execute on those steps, and finally have to review my progress. This seems like a normal and almost obvious plan, right? But each of those individual tasks can be insurmountable at times. Getting through even one of them feels like an accomplishment, and getting through all four in any reasonable amount of time, that just seems like sorcery to me. So I figured we could address them in order. First, what is that path? What things do I even want? Some of those things are fairly common. I want to improve my mental and emotional well-being. I want to improve my physical health. I want to get more clients. I want to read more. I want to do more art, all those things. But some of the things feel like they go against the grain of what goal setting should be. Things like I want to make more money. I want to get a bigger car and bigger house, and now I have that Talking Head song in my head. But the things that aren't the more common goals, the ones that are more personal, those are things that make it hard to find examples to work with or to gauge how others might have done on them. So the next thing is the steps. This is probably the hardest part for me by far. Even harder than executing most often, because I may know that I want to get more clients for my business, for instance, but how do I actually go about doing that? All the suggestions that I find are just that, suggestions. A path might work, but it might be a false start, so I get stuck trying to figure out which tasks to actually plan out. I spend way too much time researching, and it just becomes a mess. Now let's say that I have my plan together. Let's assume that I did all that really hard work. Executing those tasks is the next step, and for me this is most often the most straightforward. Sure, it takes more labor to actually write code, contact clients, build things, do my art, etc., but at least I know what I need to do to get from point A to point B, right? This is where I tell myself that I want to have a project planner, but, honestly, the project would be my life. And then there's reviewing progress and changing course as needed. So this is easier than steps 1 and 2, but not always by much. Hopefully things are going well and I can continue forward, but often by this point I realize that I need to make some sort of changes. So where does this leave us? Or where does this leave me? At the very least, I need to find a better way to manage my ADHD life, to figure out all my physical and mental health things so I can let everything else flow from there. Just try to find better flow in my life. Finally, I need to find some way to achieve, inner peace, 2024 impossible challenge, like every year. Honestly, maybe I should just start shopping around for that project planner for Project David. With that, I think I'm going to keep some of the other footage that I shot earlier this weekend to, make this a little bit more interesting than just a talking head video. We will see how that goes. But thanks for spending time with me. Starting today sitting down because honestly, I'm just a little tired and I have a lot of things that I wanted to get to. But I figured I would try vlogging a bit at a time and cutting it together as opposed to trying to do it all at once. I still need to do my nails today. I did a lot of house repair stuff yesterday, fixing a bed and doing a lot of cleaning of tight areas that I didn't want to redo them and then have them get messed up right away. But I got my coffee to start the day. I also have my breakfast. As you can see, very important, I'm wearing my pajamas for the day, and I got some breakfast, which is pumpkin spice Cheerios, some Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros, banana, and some oat milk, and of course, most important of all, got it inside of the proper vessel for me to eat with. Feels like a very paw day today, so I thought, why not? But I'm going to try going about parts of my day and have you follow along. So I'm soaking my fingers a little bit because I wanted to push back my cuticles and trim them and everything before I do a new fresh polish. But while I'm sitting here, I was trying to do more than just having it my head on a screen. So I think I will start safe today and make it just my desk. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but next door where my neighbor used to live, They're cutting down a tree in the front, so it's been a lot of loud thudding and chainsaws and everything all day. I still don't know who our new neighbors are. I should probably go introduce myself at some point, but after such a nightmare of last year with that neighbor being like very terrible, I don't know how much I mentioned in previous vlogs, but the neighbor who used to live next door up until about a month ago kind of had some sort of break from reality or something last year that he was taking out on a lot of the other neighbors. So we weren't the only ones affected, but the problem is we were the next door neighbors and shared a yard with him, and so would be the ones interacting with him most frequently. Yeah, and of course, there's plenty of things that we had to deal in, day out. Property damage, queerphobic slurs thrown at us, lots of yelling, lots of threatening behaviors, things that shouldn't be acceptable for anyone to do, even if they're going through it. So while I feel for them, that doesn't really mean that it's our job to put up with it. I'm just going to keep soaking here for a bit. I want to clean these up. I don't really keep my nails too long because they bend backwards, or my nails, the reason I started painting them is because they split so easily, and all of those different nail strengtheners or don't chew your nails or things, they never really worked for me. The one thing that's worked for me in the past few years since I started painting my nails, which has been painting them. It's been pretty much the only thing that's really worked to get me to stop chewing on them. Looking on camera right now, I'm really annoyed that I decided to film myself without cleaning up my arms. They are just covered in hair. And I am not a fan of my own body hair, and I've been blessed with quite a lot of it, so I have to on a regular basis remove it, and that is just an annoying pain. At least I get to see more of my tattoo here, and my other one. I don't think I'll be able to get on camera without dripping more water onto my desk than I just did. Alright, I've decided to spare everyone the potential body horror of pushing back cuticles a little bit. That's one complaint I still have. They still get really dry, and they get flaky a bit and everything. Something I'm still working on, but I think my microphone might not be lined up well, or whatever, the trying to record and talk and stuff, that I just left all that nail polish on the first nail. Oh, I signed up for Blue Sky last month because so I signed up for the mailing list back in 2022 or whatever, when they finally had a wait list to get on, because I thought, well, I already have things going. I've been running a Mastodon server since early 2017. We're coming up on 7 years of that now. There's already enough stuff there, and I already have an issue with how I handle social media and everything. I say this as I'm creating more stuff to share on social media. But when it finally came out, I had enough people that I knew who wanted to be on it that I ended up getting 2 invite codes, mainly because one time I wasn't sure if I signed up or not, so I signed up again, and I ended up just giving both of those away. And then for a while, a lot of my friends were like, oh, here, I can get you on if you want, and here's an invite code. And I'm like, no, I didn't sign up for a reason. By the time it came out, I was kind of just soured on a lot of social media things, if you can imagine. If you're watching these here, there's a chance that you follow me on Mastodon, so you might know some of all what that stuff is about. But I finally, a few days ago, logged back in and looked and realized, oh, I'm still seeing a lot of the same stuff I see on Mastodon, only it seems a little bit, I don't know, I mean, people are definitely talking a little bit differently there, but I still, have things I would go, oh, this is a moderation issue, except for, I can't moderate it. I can only just do my own individual things. So I do that, but it's kind of weird going, the same problems I've seen replicated elsewhere are here as well. That's frustrating. It's frustrating, going oh, I can't go somewhere and not see the same people because, for better or worse, attracts most of the same type of garbage that I saw on Twitter that I then saw on Mastodon. I'm now seeing there, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I'll probably attach it to one of my domains at the very least, so I can have a cute name or something. I probably should just make a contact page on my website for various places, because that's really more of a concern for me, is when I have identities that I want shared, like to be, this Twitch profile goes to this person and this Mastodon account goes to the same person. That's something I'm always annoyed that I can't do on every website. Link in bio became such a thing because of all the places where people were terrified of being able to share external links. People in Instagram could only share one link because if you could share more than one thing, then people would go somewhere other than Instagram, right? And I think we found in practice that's not really the case, but still, I think companies are scared of that anyway.